Hello, my little artists. Now it is time for our art project. So we are going to be drawing a dinosaur today. So we've got this cool dinosaur, and I've done mine in purple and green, but you guys will be able to color him however you want when we're finished. So go ahead and grab your pencil. I've got my Sharpie, and the first thing we need to do is write our name on our paper. So if you haven't already done that, write your name and then flip your paper over. Got my name, flip my paper over, and we are ready to get started. Okay, so the first thing we are going to do is we are going to start with the eyes. Now the eyes are in the middle, up near the top. So I'm going to draw this eye first. I'm going to come down just a little bit, up near the top, and I'm going to make a circle. And then I'm going to draw another circle right there, kind of like a backwards letter C. Then I'm going to draw another circle right beside it with a backwards letter C in it. I'm going to come over here towards the edge, and I'm going to make two littler circles. That's going to be his nose, and then he needs a smiley face underneath it. So it kind of looks like I drew a smiley face, but that's going to be his nose. Okay, now I'm going to draw this next line, and then I want you guys just to watch, and then you're going to draw it with me. I'm going to start here by his nose, and I'm going to come up and around his nose, go up, and then curve up above his eyes. Okay, so I start here right beside his nose, I curve up, go up to his eyes, and then curve around his eyes, and then kind of curve down a little bit at the end. Kind of looks like the top of a car and then the hood leading to the front bumper. That's going to make the top of his head. Now to finish his head, I'm going to start at this line that I started with, and I'm going to come down and go around his smile and then curve back up towards that first eye. So I'm going to keep this line coming down. I'm going to curve around and then curve up. And that's going to finish the front of his head. Okay, now I'm going to come back here, and I'm going to draw this line down to about the middle of my paper, and then I'm going to stop. So I'm going to come down, and then I'm going to stop right there, because I need to leave room for his wing. We're going to add his wing in there in a second. Now over here, I'm going to come over a little bit, and I'm going to draw a line down, just a little one. And then we're going to give him a big belly. Okay, so I'm started this line, and then I'm going to curve out and give him a big belly. So I drew a big belly. Now we're going to go back and add his wing, and then we're going to finish drawing the rest of his body. So I'm going to come in a little bit, and I'm going to draw a diagonal line that goes up Well, it's kind of like a smiley face. It's kind of like a smiley face line. And then it's going to curve back down. So see how it curved up and then curved back down. And then we're going to draw those little frowny faces, little rainbow lines that kind of look like bat wings. Remember when we did the bat back in kindergarten? So I'm going to do this one. I've got 4. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And now he's got 1 wing. Okay, then I need to continue the rest of his back, and then it's going to curve to the point of his tail. So it comes, so it's going to come down and then curve out to the point of his tail. So it kind of looks like a letter L, doesn't it? See how it kind of looks like the letter L? I'm going to come down and then go up. I made this one come up a little bit further than this one. That's okay. And then when I bring his tail back, I don't want it to meet the bottom of his belly because we got to add his leg in. So when I come back, I want to leave some space down here for his leg. So I'm going to come back and stop. So see how I left some space down there for his leg? Okay, now to draw his back leg, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start here and I'm going to curve up and around, kind of like a letter C. Curve up and around, sideways rainbow. Then I'm going to come over here, and when I curve this line, I'm going to start down here, and when I curve this one, I want it to touch this. And then it's going to come down just a little bit further. See how it comes down? A little bit further than his tail. So we'll start here, make it touch that line. If it doesn't touch that line, you can draw this line a little bit longer to make it touch. So if your line came over a little bit here and you've got some space, just draw his tail in to make it touch. Then we're going to draw his foot. So I'm going to start over here where his belly and his leg meet, and I'm going to come out and curve down. Come out and curve down. And then I just need to use a smiley line to connect these two. And now he's got a back foot. But he needs some toenails. So I'm just going to start with a capital M, and then add one more hump, and that's going to make his toenails or his claws, however you want to think about it. Now for his other foot, I'm going to come over a little bit from his first one, and I'm going to make that smiley face line. Make that smiley face line. This time I'm going to come up and over, but I want to stop before I get to his belly, because then I'm going to draw a diagonal line up. Okay, see that diagonal line right here? I need to leave room for that. So when I curve up and over, I'm going to leave some space between that line and his belly. So just watch. Curve up and over, and then I stop before I get to his belly, because then I'm going to draw a diagonal line up to his belly. And then again, he needs some toenails. 1, 2, capital M, add one more. And we're almost done. We just need to add his arms, do the underside of his belly. We got another wing we need to add, and then all of his spikes, and we'll be done. And then you guys get to color him in. So we are going to do his arms next. So finish up his feet, and then we're going to do his arms. Okay, so his first arm is going to come down and then curve into his little fingers or his claws. So I'm going to start here, and we'll come over to the edge of his belly and then curve down. Then I'm going to curve up, curve down, and then curve up again, but don't come up to that top line. Because now I'm going to come back and then curve up. So I see how I made a like a little smiley face there, and that gives him one arm. And then his other arm, we're going to start here on his belly, and we're going to come out and curve down. Come out and curve down, and then I curve up, curve down. Mine's going to touch his belly, but that's okay. I'm going to curve up and then curve back, or just draw a line back in, and that's going to make the arm, that's his right arm on the other side of his body. So get his arms finished. Okay, now to draw his belly, let's look. The line of his belly looks like it goes behind his arm and then curves down to his leg. Okay, so when we draw this, we are going to start up here near his arm, and we'll draw just a little curved line there, and then I gotta pick my Sharpie and go to the other side of his arm, and then I'm going to curve, make like that S curve down into his leg. And then I'm going to go and add these little smiley face lines to his belly, and see how this one does the same thing. It's going to curve and it goes behind his hand. So I'm going to start here and I'm going to curve, pick up my Sharpie, and go to the other side and curve around. And I can actually go between a little bit. I was able to put a little bit of line there between my fingers. And then I'm just going to do another one. I want these kind of spaced far apart. And then I'm just going to curve down his belly. So I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we are almost done. The only thing we have left is his spikes and his other wing. So we're going to start with the spikes, and we're going to start above his eyes, and I'm just going to make triangles, little upside down V's all along the top of his head, and then they're going to go down his back. So now they turn into like sideways V's. I'm just going to add some spikes down his back, and they stop right before his tail. I'm going to go ahead and stop mine there. I'm not going to add any more because that's about where I stopped on this one. So go ahead and add some spikes from the top of his head down his back, and then we're going to add that last wing in there. Take a couple more seconds and finish his spikes. Then we're going to do his other wing. Okay, now I'm going to start over here near his spikes, and I'm going to draw a curved line down to his first wing. Then I'm going to draw a curved line into one of his spikes. So see how I kind of got top of a triangle right here? And now this one, it's going to be the same thing that we did with his belly, and then this line. This line, I'm going to pick up my pencil and kind of continue that curve, and then I'm going to make it come down here. So it looks how this line kind of curves around. And then I'm going to add these rainbow lines back to his spike. And now he's got a wing behind and a wing in front. So finish up his wing. And the last thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and color in this part of his eye, because that's going to make him look more realistic. So this part of his eye, you can color in with your marker or your crayon once you get it, but then that's just going to make him look a little bit more realistic. And now we have a dinosaur. And like I said, I did mine purple and green. You can color your dinosaur however, you're not dinosaur, your dragon. Sorry, dragons is what we learned about today, not dinosaurs. You can color your dragon any way you like. Mine is purple and green. Yours can be any color you want. So go ahead and finish drawing and put your pencils up. Get out your markers and crayons. Outline with a marker. Color with a crayon. You can add a background if you want. And I hope you guys had fun.
Teachers, pardon the interruption. I need for all kindergarten teachers to start making their way to the gym for their assembly. Again, remember to set according to your classes and try to social distance as best as you can. Again, kindergarten, please start making your way to the gym at this time.
Until next time.